In a world with 9 races, a human boy fights with giant creatures as he yells in fright. The creature known as Dragonwit, named Drago with a level of 512, shields the boy and asked if he is alright. An elf named Sasha, level 308, calls the boy Light and tells him that he has gotten ahead of himself in being troublesome. A demon called Obero, level 403, states how people say they are in the most brutal dungeon, Abyss. Next to Obero is a dwarf known as Nano, level 301, and a ghoul known as Diablo, level 419. A dark elf known as Shin, level 304, starts off a sentence, saying that as long as they, the gathering of races, combine their power. Then a centaur by the name Centaur, level 152, finishes off, saying that it will be a walk in the park. A creature known as Beastman named Garu, level 151, agrees before yelling to Light to stay back and leave the fighting to them. Shaken with fear, a level 15 Light agrees when asked if he understands. Sasha approaches Light, yelling how the Abyss is the most difficult and most brutal dungeon, and that he will die from one hit, knowing how weak he is. Light apologizes for him being so useless as Sasha tells him to show her his wounds, while Garu states how Sasha is always kind to Light. Sasha yells to Garu she is just worried that losing a member of the gathering of races would ruin their reputation, as it not like she worries about Light at all. Shin says that Sasha is not being honest, while Diablo tells Saha that she and Light fit each other. Light repeats that he is sorry for not being useful and always causing trouble. Drago tells Light that he likes the tea he makes and that alone is enough. As the team tells him that they should go, Light thinks how happy he feels to have joined the party and smiles as he yells yes. Arriving at a well-lit place, Garu tells the team it seems like there is only one entrance in the cave, as Drago states that the area should be good. Light asks if they are taking a break before saying that he will prepare tea. Drago then tells Light that they have decided to kick him out of the party. Shocked, Light apologizes, saying that he will never go out in front anymore and pleads to not be kicked out of the party. But Garu tells Light that they kicked him out because they do not need him anymore. Nano sighs with relief, saying that they finally got rid of some dead weight, as Diablo says how it was miserable sharing the same space with a human, while Obero also agrees. Light questions why everyone is suddenly like this as they treated him so well before. Sasha tells him how humans are so dumb, while Shin says how she wonders if it is just Light or all humans are bad at reading the room. Garu screams how it was all an act, and Sasha continues saying to let him into the party. Light stammers while asking why they would do something like this, so Drago tells him that compared to other humans, he offered a better gift to them. Light asks if he means unlimited gacha, as he thinks too how when a human turns 10 years old, they will have an extremely small chance of getting a gift, which he managed to obtain, but did not quite understand. Pressing the gacha button, Light would receive a card, to which he could get the object inside the card, and make it appear in reality. Light announces how since he got his gift 2 years ago, he has only been able to produce useless things, such as bread with mold on it. Drago clarifies to him that this is why they do not need him anymore. Drago states the higher-ups suspected that he was a master with a mysterious gift, so they brought him into the gathering of races for observation. While Garu added that Light's gift was trash and his status is just human, therefore, it was concluded that he was not a master. Sasha steps in to say that she decided to cooperate for the sake of her country, as she had to accept the blood of a master, but the thought of marrying a human gives her goosebumps. Garu makes fun of Sasha for acting friendly with Light, which she tells him to not make her remember as it was disgusting. Light questions what they are talking about with the mentions of master and country, but Drago states that they have said too much. Grinning, Garu says that he will not let Light leak any information, to which Drago tells Garu to clean up before any other adventurers come there. Drago explains to Light they said that they are kicking him out, but it is not true, and since he is not a master, there are orders from the higher-ups. Continuing, Drago tells Light that they were told to kill him means kicked out from the world. Garu slashes his claw at Light, causing a scratch on his cheek as Garu happily screams that it is hunting time. Thrown back and shocked on the ground, Light begins to tear up, saying that they are joking, as he inches away from Garu. Standing up, Light runs away, while Garu yells out to him that in the Abyss, a mere human cannot outrun them, as monsters will only shred them to pieces should they succeed. Sasha pulls out her bow, an arrow hitting Light in the leg. While Light is screaming in pain, Garu yells in pleasure, saying Light's screams and expression of pain are good, and this is exactly why he cannot stop hunting humans. Encouraging Light to make more noise, Garu kicks him in the stomach. Shin cheers that she wants to try some torture magic, as Center says he wants a piece too. Sasha stops them by reminding how they discussed that one of their members died when attacked by a monster, so any more damage than that would make it look suspicious. Garu says that it is as Sasha said, even though he wants to play with Light more. Garu thanks Light for joining them, as it was fun playing with him when he did not know anything, and he will kill him without letting him suffer as thanks. Light drags himself, thinking how he does not want to die. Watching him like that, Garu said that his persistence makes him want to pummel him more, so he should not tempt him. Nano tells Garu to kill Light already, as he is no longer needed since he is not a master. Saying okay, Garu walks to Light while he drags himself while thinking how no one will help him. But then, suddenly, a magical teleportation ring forms around Light. Drago yells to not let Light escape, but as Garu attempts to do so, Light finds himself alone in a different part of the dungeon. Realizing that he got away due to the transportation trap, Light cries while wondering why he had to suffer. Imagining his family, Light says that he wants to go back to the village. Light continues crying about how he thought that he would help his family by deciding to leave home, when he was approached by the gathering of races with the hopes of creating an equal world. Thinking about how they had all lied to him and brought him into the dungeon to kill and humiliate him, Light says to himself how he will die as many times as it takes to get his revenge. Just then, Light turns to find a two-headed hellhound behind him. Seeing how they were led to him by his blood, Light sees that it is level 1000. Light realizes that he was teleported to the deepest part of the abyss. Stricken with fear, Light shivers while wondering where he can run to, as there is no way a level 15 can escape the deepest part of the abyss with such a monster in front of him. Light thinks of the tools he has and then remembers about his gift, the Unlimited Gacha. Hoping for anything to come out of his gift to distract the Hellhound, a number of magical rings form from the Unlimited Gacha. The Hellhound snarls at the Unlimited Gacha while Light shockingly wonders what is happening. The Hellhound roars at Light, making him think that it is over, and the last thing he will see inside of the monster's mouth is his life flashing before his eyes. Just then, a voice comes from the Unlimited Gacha, stating how dare the monster point its fangs to her lord, so she will show no mercy, even if it is just a dog. From the Gacha, a female appears in a bright light as the Hellhound turns to stone. Mystified, Light stares at the young girl, wondering who she is. The girl then walks over and kneels before Light. Addressing him as my lord, she says that although she may have overstepped her boundaries, she could not stand the sight of his injuries, so she took the liberty of healing them. Confused, Light looks over his body, surprised that it does not hurt anymore, as his wounds are healing. The girl mentions Light's beautiful voice and asks for his name. Nervous, Light introduces himself, making the girl say his name over and over again. The girl tells him that he has a wonderful and noble name. She says that in her life as maid, she devotes everything to him and could die for her lord, and then added that she swears her eternal loyalty to him. Still stunned, Light asks her what is happening. She asks Light if she may have the privilege of introducing herself, to which he nervously agrees. The girl then thanks him before apologizing for her late introduction. She introduces herself as a Sir card of level 9999, the Seeker Maid. She goes on to say that she was summoned by Light's gift, a Sir card from the Unlimited Gacha. Light screams in shock that she is a super ultra rare card from his Unlimited Gacha. She states how she will become a bird of wings in the sky, and her loyalty will become ever growing on land, adding on that she will be in his care even after death. She states that as long as she is by his side in the dungeon, she will never let a monster lay a finger on his elegant skin. Appalled, Light stammers that his Unlimited Gacha can only produce nothing but trash, as there is no way that it can summon someone as strong as Mei-san. But she cuts Light off by telling him that he does not need the formality for a maid like her, so he should just call her Mei. Light attempts to object, but the girl pleads and gets teary, leading to Light agreeing to call her Mei. Mei thanks him from the bottom of her heart for listening to her request, and said that he has a generous heart, which is expected of him. Mei explains how it is impossible for his Unlimited Gacha to be a defect, and asks if she can confirm it with her Identify. Surprised, Light asks if she has the gift Identify, to which she tells him that technically it is one of the skills that she possesses, and asks if she can use it, to which he agrees. Mei apologizes for her rudeness, and then scans Light against a wall. Mei tells Light that anyone with a lower level than her would not be able to see the details, and then blushingly tells him, as expected, she could not see the depth of his powers. Light asks her what that means, to which she answers that mages use magic in the air. Mei goes on to say that the unlimited gacha absorbs that magic and produces cards. However, the magic in the air on the surface is very thin, so summoning a Sir like her is close to impossible. So the chance enhanced when he goes further down into the abyss where the magic is thick. Understanding part of what she said, Light takes it that he was only being able to summon her because he is in the bottom of the abyss. Mei states that is expected of Light to understand the uniqueness of his unlimited gacha. He managed to go down to the lowest floor by himself just to summon her. She continues to tell Light, but he could have endangered himself should he have encountered a monster. Mei states that as a maid, she will forever be by his side from now on, and vows to never let him suffer from any injuries. Light breaks down in tears, telling Mei that she is wrong, as he did not come down to the bottom of the abyss by himself. He tells her how he truly ended up in the bottom of the abyss. Hearing that, Mei hugs Light as she tells him how she could never understand his painful experiences, but as long as he wields her power, he can befall judgment to those who hurt him. She tells him to give her the order to bring the heads of those who hurt him within an hour. But Light refuses, saying she cannot do that, to which Mei replies she understands that he is a kind person, however, mercy is meaningless. Light corrects her and said that he has no means of showing mercy towards them. So she asks him what he wishes to accomplish, to which Light tells her that he trusted them and was tricked, he was pummeled, and ended up down there almost dying. And it was all because he was weak, so he would become stronger and get his revenge. Light mentions that he wants to know about the country that tried to kill him and everything else. Light asks Mei if she thinks that a mere human like him cannot do it after all, to which she responds that his wish is also hers, and if he wishes to get revenge with his own hands, he must allow her to assist him in the name of the maid. Telling him that above all else, Light will definitely get his revenge and unveil the truth he seeks. Taking Mei's suggestions into account, Light understands that he would have to create his own kingdom and comrades of his own. Pushing the button of the unlimited gacha in the world's strongest and most evil dungeon, the Abyss, marks the start of his revenge story. 3 years later, in the deepest part of the Abyss, Light walks down the aisle as a line of maids bow. Light condemns everyone on their good work, and the ladies thank him and addresses him as master. In the crowd, one maid screams how Light talked to them, and they are so lucky, while another screams that even if it's just from a hair on Light's toe, she wants to lick it, making one of the girls in the crowd call her a pervert. Behind Light, a lady asks if she can have the permission to shut up the girls, to which Light responds that it is fine, since it means that others like him too. Walking down a hallway, the lady apologizes for her rude behavior, to which Light says that it is okay as he is not an idiot. The lady mentions a voice, which Light identifies, and said so they were in the training center. At the training center, a lady known as Nazuna tells a taller one, Iri, how she will show her that she can do the multiplication table as proof. Nazuna counts using her hands, as Iri states that she cannot even do the first one, and is an unbelievable idiot. Light walks to the outside, where he said that everyone is gathered there. Jumping up and down, Nazuna exclaims how she is so happy that Light came to see her. Iri says that for someone who lacks elegancy like Nazuna, there is no way Light would come to see her. Speaking in the third person, Iri continues to say that she is always ready to bear his heir, so they should go to Iri's room. Quickly, Nazuna yells that she is acting like a pervert, even though she is just a virgin. Iri yells back, asking where she learnt that word, and Nazuna tells her that the fairy maids taught her those. The girl seated on the floor dressed as a cat walks over to Light as he pets her, while the two ladies address her as Ayuki and said that it is not fair as she always clings to Light. Iri tells Light to not stroke her chin, but Light pets her, saying that she looks like a cat. Therefore, he could not help it. Light tells the girls that he has something to tell the three of them, including Ayuki. But then, a hellhound arrives, making Light flinch as he says that because of what happened 3 years ago, his body still freezes whenever he sees a hellhound. Nazuna said to think that a training purpose dog would act so rude to Light in front of her. Iri added that just as she thought, they should erase its species, both physically and in records for raising a fang against Light. Ayuki agrees, saying that sending the hellhound to hell would not even be enough for upsetting Master, but it is enough of a reason to erase its existence right now. Aoyuki the Monster Tamer, level 9999, Nazuna the True Vampire Knight, level 9999, and Eri the Forbidden Mage, level 9999, said that they will be the Hellhound's opponent, causing the Hellhound to shiver with fear. Light states that he is fine already, so the three girls can stop now, as the Hellhound is too scared. Light pets the Hellhound on the tummy, telling them that he is cute if they get used to it. Nazuna tells the monster that she will forgive him if Light says so, while Eri says that she always prioritizes Light's words above all else. Light thinks that the girls will definitely make the Hellhounds go extinct, even if he tells a half-hearted joke, to which Eri asks Light what he wanted to tell them. Light states that May contacted him and the prey has been caught, so he wanted everyone to get ready. Nazuna shrieks happily, saying congratulations, as she will work hard and prepare too, while Aoyuki exclaims. Eri says that although she disliked the idea of letting May bait the prey, she too shall properly prepare. Light says that he is counting on them, which makes them excited. He then added that for the first one, it is time for their revenge after 3 years. Above ground, at the Alliance of Beastmen, major city of wolves, Akira, people watch as Garou approaches a market. One person greets him and asks where he is going, and if he may accompany him, while another man offers his sister, saying that she is a fan of him, while a woman asks him to tell them one of his legendary stories in her store. Garou thinks of how he wants more respect and praise, as he is the most powerful candidate of the chief of the wolf race. After some time, while drinking, Garou says how the alcohol there is the best, as a waiter tells him to please have more, addressing him as Big Bro, and that he is really popular now. Garou says that he is someone who the wolf chief acknowledged as the strongest candidate for the next chief, as well as the super rich Garou-sama. The waiter states that Garou is the star of the Beastmen orphanage, and he wants to become someone like Big Bro. Garou tells him that as a Beastman, he needs to know how to use his head and his senses, as they can differentiate something just by smelling, and complete his job with the best results, to which the waiter responds by asking Garou if he means the secret mission of gathering of races 3 years ago. Garou said that he can't tell him anything, since it was a job given by the country, and thinks that it was a really delicious job, as he got this much just for killing a brat. Garou continues to think how they could not find Light after he got teleported, so it was concluded that he would not survive in the abyss. So everyone was rewarded. Grinning to himself, Garou continues to think how that was all from just killing a confused brat, so he wonders what the real deal would be like, as there is a master who made every country so active. Smelling death, Garou's senses warns him that any more snooping than this and he will die. Garou thinks to himself that for an orphan who could not do anything but use violence, he is now the candidate for the next chief and can rise to the top if he wanted to. Garou announces to be brought the best sake as a woman approaches. She asks him to excuse her intrusion while having his meal, and continues to ask if he is Garou-sama from the former gathering of races. The waiter yells as he calls her a bitch and tells her to not speak so casually. Thinking about how the woman is pretty good for a human, Garou confirms that he is Garou and asks what she wants from him. The woman cries that she would like to know where Light last went to and if he would kindly lead her there. Shocked, Garou stammers Light as she states that her name is May, a maid who had sworn her eternal loyalty to Light. Garou stares dumbfoundedly as May said that she is currently searching for traces of Light. May says how she could not find Light when they were back, so she came to him, one of the former gathering of races. May says that even if it is a slim chance, she still wants to find Light, and will compensate him properly. The waiter yells what a huge amount it is, as he can buy a first-grade mansion with it. Garou wonders if Light actually had noble blood in him, and if he acted poorly on purpose, or if May mistook him for someone else. Garou thinks that if they really did miss something, the elite race Dragonwit will owe him one. Garou continues to think that he can have as much fun as he wants down in the abyss, and then sell May when he is done violating her. Garou agrees to her request, saying that he will guide her where Light was last seen. Garou states that Light was a really good friend of his, but the abyss is the worst dungeon on Earth, and is really dangerous to go to the middle floor by herself. So Garou states that with his name as the next chief, he will gather his men and escort her there safely, and May thanks Garou for that. Drooling about how he will escort her safely at the same place where he pummeled Light, he will mess her up good as well. In the abyss with 10 beastmen and the 12-men party, they reach the middle floor. Garou explains that a monster ambushed them there and Light was heavily injured, and with bad luck, Light triggered a teleportation trap and disappeared right in front of them. Mei tears up, and Garu nods at the team, making them walk away. Garu thinks how they can do whatever they want, as there is only one exit, and the escape is blocked. Garu tells Mei that they could not react in time, and with the injuries, they could not protect Light. Mei mutters to think that it was done in such a dirty and dark place, to think the rotten eggs really betrayed him there. She continues that if only she were by his side earlier, Light would not have taken such heavy wounds, and bleed so much. Garu scaredly thinks that only the gathering of races and the highest brass knew what happened there, and asks Mei, who is she? Garu yells, asking who she works for, or if she is a spy of another race. Mei tells Garu that she swore eternal loyalty to Light, and then continues to say that as someone who insulted the way of the maid, they should find out the color of his insides. Mei then angrily glares at Garu, which scared him and his men. Garu wonders how Mei is just a female from the inferior race, and just a prey that they were supposed to have fun with and sell away. And then someone appears in a hood and tells Mei that it is not her turn yet. The person then says that it especially goes to Garu. One man questions when the person goes behind them, as another asks if it was not supposed to be a delicious job. Garu stares at the suspicious guy and then mutters that it is not possible. Light then raises the hood, thus revealing himself in front of everyone, confirming that it is really him. Garu yells so he was alive and calls Light's name in shock. Light announces that he is there for his revenge after 3 years. Light waves as one of the men says that a human brat came up behind them, as the other asks Garu, what is going on? Garu laughs to himself, saying to think that he was alive. Garu mutters that Light said revenge, a level 15 fry against him, and then he declares that humans really are idiots. He goes on to say that he does not know how he survived from that, but to think Light would show himself right in front of him. He said that if he brings Light's corpse back with him, the Dragonutes will owe him one, and the wolves will definitely rise to the top. Light sighs while saying that Garu does not think enough as always, as there is a lot to think about, like how he is alive or what is his relationship with Mei. Garu said it is true that Mei has unreadable powers, but they have the numbers with 10 elites that are over level 130, and the beastmen will not lose to an inferior. Garu goes on saying that they checked every little detail about him. He is just an average human with a weird gift, and is lucky he survived, as Mei lent him a hand. Light agrees, saying that Garu is technically right, which makes him laugh. Garu said that Mei might be able to go against them, and questions Light if he thinks that he can get his revenge. He yells while calling Light naive, and that he is a weakling who cannot even see the gap between their strengths. Garu yells to his men what they are standing there for and orders them to block the exit. Garu tells them that as they want delicious memories, they should not let Light get away. One of the men yells they do not know what is going on, but they will get closer to the side of the top. Just then, a lady appears in front of Light as the beastman's head falls on the ground. The lady turns around, revealing herself as Mei, and said that she will not allow that. Light thanks Mei and said that he will rely on her to seal the exit, to which she replies she understands, and will perfectly finish her job with her name on the line. The beastmen talk amongst themselves as one asks what was that, while another says that he could not see anything. Garu yells to the men, saying that they should calm down as it was a fluke, and they will not lose to an inferior as long as they do not be reckless. Light says to Garu that he still looks down on people even after 3 years. Garu shouts that unlike him, they can easily raise their levels, so how can they lose to inferiors that cannot even raise their levels? Garu tells Light that he is at level 158 on another league compared to them, so there is no way Light is stronger than him or his men. Light asks if that is the case, why are the heads rolling on the ground? Garu tells Light to not get cocky and said that it must be some lame trick. Garu orders his men to attack on his lead, as they do not have time for petty tricks. Light raises his staff as the beastmen approach him and bangs it to the ground, thus causing all the men to collapse. Light leans over Garu and asks what is wrong, and if that is all. Garu tells Light that he is just an inferior. He furiously shouted at Light to not look down on him, and screams that it would not be that easy. Showing a ball, Garu tells Light that he will make him feel despair. Breaking it on the ground, Garu says that the monster ball is a magic item with a high-level monster sealed inside. Garu explains that when he breaks it, it moves exactly as he says, and he can even summon high-level monsters, saying that it will disappear in about an hour, but it is more than enough for Light. Garu continues to think that he would have to use something so expensive on Light. And then a large wolf appears and Garou announces that this is his trump card, a level 500 Fenrir. One of the beastmen states what a beautiful and strong monster it is, while the other says that such is expected from Garou-sama to think he had something like that. Garou said he does not know what kind of trick Light used, but he should not get cocky as he will make him regret not killing him. Light sighs after seeing the Fenrir and said that a level 500 is way too weak. Garou tells Light that the attack he did on him must have been a magic item, but the level 500 Fenrir is different as it will blow everything Light throws at it. Garou says that Light should beg for his life just as he did 3 years ago. He tells Light to stick himself to the ground, and if he can make him laugh, then he might change his mind and not kill him. Hearing that, Light tells Garou that he will not move even a bit from where he is, and Garou can do what he wants with the boring trump card of his. Angrily, Garou screams that he will turn him into ashes, just like he wants. Garou then orders the Fenrir to do it. Garou explains that all of the magic power of a level 500 at focused one point is definitely a one-hit kill, so Light will die as long as he gets hit, no matter what he does. Standing fine after the attack, Light says to think that Garou would praise an attack that much, beastmen really exaggerate everything. Shocked, Garou stammers that there was no damage. He thinks of how the attack was not something that magic items could defend against. And then Light happily tells him that it is his turn now. Light says that calling the big dog a Fenrir disrespects the name, so he will show Garou a real one. Light then takes out a Fenrir card and said, "Here comes the real deal." Just then, a level 9000 Founder Fenrir bursts from the card and stand beside Light. Light then orders the Fenrir to kill that dog over there. And with just a little breathe of the Founder Fenrir, Garou's Fenrir turns to ice, then breaks and shattered into pieces. Light pets the Founder Fenrir while telling him that he did a good job. Shocked, Garou stammers that it was a level 500 and how Light has something like that. Light then tells Garou that even if he did not summon the Founder Fenrir, he would have also killed that dog of his in a second. Light explains the reason for that is simple, as the current him is now at level 9999. The beastman shivers as one of them questions, isn't a human's average level is around 100, while another states that there is no way Light has a number like that. Light then says that May is also the same as him, level 9999. Garou thinks in fear how the level 500 that he had with him could not do anything, and Light is the real deal as he is not messing with the status boards. Petrifies Garou, asks in a scared tone if he really is Light. Garou stammers that he did not change after 3 years, for a human brat should have grown more by now. Light tells Garou that the despair, sorrow, and rage, he wanted to remember those feelings, so he did this. Garou thinks how this Light is not the Light he knew, as he became something like a monster from another dimension. Garou slams to the ground and says that for all the rude behaviors until now, he is terribly sorry. Garou explains that it was an order from the country, so it was not of his own will, and he must be forgiven. Garou tells Light that he can do whatever he wants with the other guys, making each of the beastmen question Garou. Garou turns back, telling them to not lump him in with the likes of them. Garou tells Light that it is indeed true that he once betrayed him, but he had good memories as they ate skewered meat together and also scared away the employer, who made a fool out of Light. Garou said that it should be alright to at least let him go as the beastman shouts that he is a coward and how dare he only save himself. Light asks Garou to tell him about what the master is all about. Garou tells Light that he does not know as he was only told to go and find the master from the upper brass. Light asks Garou why the country is looking for a master, to which Garou responds that he does not know. Light asks why did the country want to kill him when he was not the master, to which Garou again stammers that he does not know. Garou cries that he really does not know anything, as even the chief of each beastman would not know. Garou explains that they have superior abilities compared to humans, so they can raise their levels faster, but they do not have as many skills as the other races, so they did not tell them anything. Light asks what about the others, causing some of the beastmen to murmur. One beastman raises his paw, stating that he may know something about this master thing. Light then tells the beastman to tell him about it, to which the beastman asks if he will let him live if he tells him about it. Other beastmen said that they know something as well, while others said that they also heard some stuff. May kills the beastman, saying that tricking Light deserves 1,000 deaths. Light says that he expected this, but not information from what he sees, as Garou did not have the intention of letting them live too. Light tells Garou that he wants to ask one more thing before they move. Light asks that right now, if they fight against all the countries on the surface, can they win? To which Garou says, it is true that Light is indeed powerful and would have the advantage for a while. However, no matter how high his levels, he is still an individual after all, so it will be almost impossible to win against all of them. Garou continues that all of the countries have at least thousands of years of history in which they possess legendary grade weapons and armors, so no matter how strong Light might be, only 1/3 of the world could be destroyed. Light states that it is just as he thought. They have limits, no matter how strong they might be. Light continues saying he guesses that they should get going, and Garou should answer him that question when they are there, which confuses Garou. Pulling out a card, Light says teleport and start causing a cover to form over them. Garou asks where they are as Light begins walking. Staring at the soldiers lined up, Garou questions, what is this place? Sitting on the throne, Light tells everyone to raise their heads and display their status boards. Garou stares at everyone and gets shocked by the levels. Light grins and asks Garou if they can win with this army against all the people on the surface. Garou groans in shock, to which Light states that he is now confident with that reaction. Light says that he will show him more despair and suffering for his reward, and he will let Garou have some fun without dying, before other races besides humans are gone. Garou questions Light that to lead an army enough to destroy the world, is he a god or something? Surprised, Light responds that God sounds good. Light said that after he achieved his goals, he wanted to use his gift for the world greater good. Light says that what he should give the world with his gift, he will decide based on what the truth is. Light continues asking, why did they want to kill him? What is the master the world hides? Is it for the greater good, or is it for evil, as he will either become a kind god or an evil one? Pulling out cards while grinning, Light says that a gift holder that bestows wealth and happiness, or a gift holder that curses with death and despair. Except for humans, he wonders which he should become, and guesses that he will have to ask the world. Light announces that the 3 years he spent underground, it is finally time from dark to light up from the abyss. Light tells Mei, Iri, Nazuna, and Ayuki to come and seek the truth and revenge, as they shall now advance. A few days after his revenge against Garou, Light went to his former village to visit the grave made for his dad and mom. Having been destroyed by someone, Light's first coming to the surface was a year ago, before his revenge against Garou. The abyss was deeper and bigger than they had thought. Teleport was also unusable outside of the abyss, making it hard to go back to the surface. After dissolving all kinds of restrictions, they finally got out of the abyss and went to the village immediately. But after being stuck in the abyss for those 2.5 years, the village was destroyed. Looking at the destruction, Light screams why something like this happened. Light thinks how fortunate thing was that he could not find his older sister and Yum's bodies, even after he searched the whole village. Light continues to think how it means that they still have a faint hope of being out there somewhere, as he dispatched people to gather information, and also ordered his people to find the culprit. The Golden Knight then asks Light if he is done, to which Light replies that he greeted his dad and mom, and told them what he was doing. The Knight tells Light that they can depart immediately, because he wants to find an inn in the city before the sun goes down. The Knight said that he does not want to stay outside for their first day of traveling. A female along with them says that Light is hurting so much inside, so what is with the attitude, and tells the Knight to think before speaking. Calling the girl Nemumu, the Knight states that she does not understand, as formalities sound so awkward and distanced, and asks if she also would not like the idea of camping outside for their first night. Nemumu responds that he should not lump her in, since as long as she is with Light, she will even sleep on the grass, mud, or trash. The Knight says that even he is willing to stay in blizzard storms, on mountains, or on blazing magmas, giving its lord its golden loyalty, as this is what it means for a golden knight's spirit. The Knight continues to say that if they think of their lord's comfortable sleep, of course, they should avoid camping outside, making Nemumu say that he is right. Knight tells her that as he does not want to say it, Eridono's loyalty is also a bit too overwhelming. So if she pushes Light too much, he might come to dislike her. Nemumu tears up hearing that, and said there is no way that Light will hate her. She goes on to say that even if it does come to that, she will stay to fulfill her duty as a servant. Even if she dies and becomes a spirit, her duty will never change. Light happily said that he is fine, and there is no way he will hate any of them, and tells the Knight Gold that he should not tease her too much. Gold replies that he is too nice, and if he does not tell it to them straight, then they will not get it. Light travels with Nemumu, Assassin Blade level 5000, and Golden Knight level 5000. They both are his guards, while he acts as an adventurer. Light tells them that they should go, as he also would not like camping outside for their first day, as Gold states that their journey as new adventurers starts now. Light says that they do need information after all, as Nemumu tells Gold to not forget, making him say that she better not mess up in front of Light on the journey. Light says that his next target is Sasha, as Eri is preparing for his revenge against her, but until that preparation is done, they will initiate the adventurer plan. Light tells them that he now understands that their power is enough against the world thanks to Garu, but he is not stupid to start a war out of nowhere. Nemumu suggests that they should investigate the stronger fighters in every country, to which Gold agrees, saying that they might even lose a winning battle if they know nothing of their enemy. Light states that there may be odd gift holders like him out there, stating that they might lose if that really happens, while Nemumu tells Light that there is no chance for someone like Light to exist anywhere else. Light says that the possibility is not zero, as he is one example after all. Gold mentions that they do not know who it is, so they should be extra cautious. Light agrees and tells them that they should move carefully, assuming he is someone strong. Light says that his village destruction might have been done by monsters or bandits, but he doubts that it has nothing to do with the master. Speaking to himself, Light says that they tried to kill him just in case. They destroyed his village, his parents, everyone. Just what is this master? Light continues saying that if the truth the world hides is evil and miserable, he will turn the world into hellfire and burn it all. Nemumu and Gold shiver with fear as they can sense Light's murderous aura. Light says that he will reveal the truth and get their revenge before telling his mom and dad that he will be back. Light picks out the card clown's mask, puts the mask on, and tells them that they should go. Nemumu tells Light that she will follow him wherever he goes, while Gold tells him to not spread the killing intent in the street, as normal citizens' hearts will stop if exposed to it. Nemumu then announces that how she was not scared at all, but Gold disagrees, and tells her that she was literally shaking. Gold says that they finally get to walk on the surface, so they should enjoy their adventure. Light picks a fly card while laughing, as he says that Gold is right. Flying in the sky, Light thinks of how their journey as adventurers starts now. While flying, Nemumu asks Light if they are headed to a city in the Dwarf Kingdom, to which Light responds that Doggas is able to prosper, because a dungeon was discovered and people gather there. Gold tells Nemumu that they are still fine for now, but they should be mindful of what she calls Light when they touch the ground. Light tells Nemumu that his name is not Light, but Kuro. Light explains the adventure plan, that from now on, he is Kuro the Adventurer, who will be trying to raise his rank and reputation. He could have gone with his original name, but should the former gathering of races get wind of this, then his revenge will be a failure. And the reason he chose Doggas is because it is far from where the gathering of races used to move around. Gold said how the higher ranks give better information and connections, so if they are among the country's strongest fighters, they may even know something about the master. Light agrees, saying that he would rather know more about the master while undercover. Light then says that for now, until Eri's Sasha revenge plan is completed, they will raise their adventurer ranks. Nemumu announces that they are arriving, as the foot of the mountain is where the city and the dungeon are located. After landing, Light says how they will descend there and walk through the path in the forest to go into the city, as Gold states that he will definitely stand out when they reach the city. Walking through the forest, Nemumu stops them. He notices a carriage being looted, where a man tells a woman to give them everything, as she tells him to not harm the child. Gold said that it does not look like a party to him, as Light added that the surface is dangerous, while Nemumu says she thinks that they are dwarf bandits. Noticing something shining, one of the dwarf bandits yelled, saying the golden guy should come out. Upset, Light says that Gold stands out too much, as Gold laughs while saying that a golden knight like him shall shine forever. One dwarf says that he has a good woman for being human, and she looks tasty, as the other states that today is their lucky day. Light tells Gold that he will leave it to him, while he and Nemumu will go for the parent and the kid. Light instructs Gold to not kill them, which he agrees to. Gold asks he thought that they wanted to steal his gold armor, so they should come out and not be shy. From the bushes, one dwarf says as he wish, he will start from his helmet and will take the armor in broad daylight. Breaking his steel hammer on Gold's helmet, Gold flicks him, calling them bugs. Gold says that for their attraction to his gold armor, he will teach them the spirit of the night. Light tells the dwarfs that if they stand down now, he will let them go. One dwarf added that just because he has a strong friend, he should not get cocky, while the other declares that they are over level 200. Light tells Nemumu to not kill them, as they are adventurers after all. Nemumu angrily tells the dwarfs that talking to Kuro like that and not dying, they really are lucky. Carrying the dwarfs, Gold announces that he is done as well and that they were boring. Light approaches the man and child and asks if they are alright. The child yells that it was awesome before asking who they are. In the back of the carriage, Light apologizes for them to ride on their carriage, as the man replies that he saved their lives, so he will do anything for him. The child exclaims how he had never seen a human defeat dwarves so fast, so sister and brother are so strong. Nemumu said that they are nothing, as Kuro is much stronger. The man also said how he was amazed, and if they are heading to Daga's, that means they are adventurers heading for the dungeon. He goes on to say that they must be famous adventurers. Light denies that and said that they are going to register as adventurers and are planning to become adventurers, which shocks the man. Light explains that they will register as adventurers at the Daga's Guild and will go to the dungeon to rank up, to which the man suggests that they should go for dungeons if they want to rank up faster. Light says he heard that the dungeon people are well known, to which the man replies that the Daga's kingdom is very close to the elf kingdom and it sometimes causes conflict. But because the dungeon attracts adventurers, it is a prosperous town despite being at the border. The man says that a lot of humans visit the place, so it may be perfect for them to rank up. Arriving in Daga's, the man asks if they are okay with just the entrance, as he can do something else for them. But Light tells him that it is enough, as he even told them where the guild is. The man mentions how he is running an inn mainly for humans, which people have said it is really good. The man states how he will help them with everything they have, so they should visit if they are looking for an inn. After the man leaves, Nemumu says how the man was an inn owner, while Gold added that he looked very capable, and Light agrees, saying that it was a good encounter. Entering the city, Light mentions how it is the first for them to come to a city on the ground. Gold says that he had some knowledge about them, as there are a lot of weapons and armor stores. Gold tells Nemumu to not look around so much, or it will get her lost, to which she responds that she will not, and even if she did, she has an unnecessary landmark, while Light tells them that they are going to the guild, as people talk about how flashy and strong Gold looks. Looking around, Nemumu says she thinks that it was around the plaza, and Gold asks Light if it is over there. Light announces that this is it, as they stand outside the Daga's Guild. While entering the guild, Light tells them that they should finish their registrations right away, while Nemumu states that it looks livelier than the streets. After some time, Nemumu yells to someone behind the counter and asks him how can he make Kuro-sama start off as an F rank. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates.